the site and click go live. There we go. There we go. There. I think we're there. Oh, we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Chill, 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 chill. We're live. Oh my god. Oh, let's go, man.
Oh, we are live.
Oh my god, we're fucking live. All right. Hold up, hold up. I gotta get my laptop out. All right. Well, welcome back to episode 2 of the Unmuted. I'm here with my co-host Clay.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh my god, Debbie, fucking intro. All right, hold on, hold on. Let's get this shit up. Are you watching a TikTok in the background?
It's actually you talking in the background of YouTube.
God damn, I sound like a goddamn TikTok. That's OP. All right, pull up this shit real
Do you see
quick.
the YouTube chat?
Yeah, I can. Oh wait, I gotta.
Yo,
Yo,
that's
what's up? He says I gotta put on live chat so all messages are visible.
yo,
There we go.
peep my profile picture, bro.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Tell me that's not fire, dude.
That's kind of fire. I'll be honest. Well, you know what? To start it off today, Joey Chestnut wins hot dog eating contest for the 16th time. 62 hot dogs.
I mean, what a job.
I
this
mean,
guy
what?
has, bro.
When are we gonna say that Joey Chestnut is a top athlete of all time?
I mean, this guy gobbles wieners for a living.
Okay, we're like, come on, bro. Lock in, bro. Okay,
I mean,
we're
that's what
good.
they're called. There's a difference between hot dogs and Franks, and they don't use, like, if you get a Cons pack of hot dogs, they're called Cons wieners. That's literally what they're called. And the hot dogs they use at hot dog eating contest are not Franks. They use wieners. So he literally gobbles wieners for a living.
Well,
And
okay.
a record of wieners.
When are we gonna say though that he's a top athlete of all time, though?
Uh, I mean,
Like, when are we gonna put him up in that conversation?
I mean, top
16?
25. Top 25 greatest athlete ever. I mean, if we're looking
Top
within the
25? I
sport,
mean, dude, he's got 16 rings.
Sue Bird has 11, bruh.
Like, dude, I mean, he's got more than him. I mean, this
That's
has
a
gotta be top
that's a
10.
female basketball player, bro.
This has gotta be top 10. I mean, my fault. I mean, I'm assuming genders in 2023. That's on May. Cancel May. Cancel fucking May. Cancel fucking May. God damn it. Yeah. Chill, chill,
Yeah.
chill. Nah, but Joey Chestnut's got to be top 10, bro. I mean, come on. 16 times?
Nah. I mean, this is gonna sound bad, and I know that everybody has technique, but I mean, I could sit down and in one day, if this was like actually
Bro,
my
this
turn,
isn't
I
a
could eat
time
like
limit, though. You have to
62
eat these in
wieners.
like 30 minutes.
Man,
He ate
I don't know, bro.
62
That's
hot
crazy.
dogs in 30 minutes.
That's crazy. And like the
With
thing
the
is
bun.
like, is Joey Chestnut a multi-sport athlete? Like, could you see him playing any other sport than dog gobbling?
Bro, I feel like he could ball.
Yo, this is
Like,
not
if you
Adam
look at
Sandler,
him,
bro.
bro, he looks like Adam Sandler, though. Like, I think he could ball.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, let's take a look, bro. Like, I mean, ugh. I mean, he eats all kind of shit, though. I'm pretty sure. Mm. What
No,
what
I think he
about
just does dogs, bro.
like chugging?
No, that's that one. That's that Badlands chug, bro.
Badlands. He's nuts.
Badlands is undisputed.
He's like Joey Chestnut of drinking. He did macaroni and cheese eating in 2009.
That's terrible.
He ate 318 or 380 shrimp wontons in 8 minutes. That is fucking nuts. I mean, that should be solitary confinement. You should be put in the hole for eating that many.
I'm
And
more
like,
concerned about the hot dog consumption, bro. Like,
he
how do we
ate
get to the
nine
point where we
pounds of
realize, like,
pizza. He ate nine
yo,
pounds of pizza in 32 minutes. Dude.
that's
Yo, and he only gets better every year, bro. I mean, he eats more. Like, he consumed 14 and a half burritos in 10 minutes from Qdoba. I mean, this guy is got to be top 10. Has to be top 10. You know what I'm saying? Well, moving on over to college sports. Texas A&M lands the number 8 player in the 2024 class, wide receiver Cameron Coleman. Now, I don't really know much about Texas A&M. I think you could probably cover on this a little bit. You probably watch college football more than I do.
Texas A&M, they're always that team you look at to compete. They had that game against LSU in 2019 where it was 74-72. Um, and I think it's a good landing spot. I watched Cameron's tapes out of high school. He went to Central in Atlanta, and he's gross. I mean, to put that simply, he's gross. I don't think I don't think he's too big of a guy. I think he's like 6'3", but he's not very big. I think he's like 6'3", maybe 180. He's definitely under the 200-pound mark. He's not he's a tall, lengthy guy.
He's 6'3", 180,
Yeah, I
from
think if I compare
Alabama.
him to anybody, I think that his best comparison of what we've seen in previous years of college football is Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee. This kid's skinny, he's lengthy, he's fast, and he's got deep jump balls on these corners. And my only problem with Texas A&M is I don't like the QB room over there. They have no star quarterback, but maybe they're building something here. Maybe they have a future. They might have a guy they're going to land in a year or two to come in and play QB and take Texas A&M to a. I don't see a college football playoff championship. I don't even see college football playoffs. But I definitely see them ending with a top 10 rating here in the next couple of years for sure.
So this land is definitely big for him, you're saying.
I think it's huge. I mean, getting any player in the top 10 rating for any position is wonderful for any team, but especially wide receiver with the way that all of football is slowly changing and it's becoming how far can we throw the ball and how many yards can we pass for?
I would be curious to like in my lifetime I'd be curious to see like what kind of goes on with that scouting process with top college football teams and top prospects coming out of high school because I feel like that's got to be like for being that young that's got to be so stressful like having to pick a school to go to where like you don't want to disappoint your parents with the schooling part or you don't want to like go to a school that you could just be replaced if you're injured or something like that. I feel like that's got to be the most stressful thing. Um,
Well, I think that's why Texas A&M is actually not a bad pick because I'm not dissing the Texas A&M, but they've not really been, I wouldn't say overly competitive the last 5 or 6 years, and they haven't really won anything the past 5 or 6 years, a couple bowls. So I think somebody of his caliber going on to a team like that, I think that uh, I think that he has a good uh, way to say that I'm going to be the wide receiver one on this team. I'm going to run it, and I'm going to hold everything down. Because you look at the history of Texas A&M and their wide receiver room, they've only had one guy that I can look at and be like, this guy played at Texas A&M. This guy's probably the staple for Texas A&M when he comes to NFL drafting, and that was Mike Evans. The next best you got, I mean, you had Dante Hall went there. Other than Mike Evans and Dante Hall, the next best guy I would say is probably Robert Ferguson. And you're thinking who? And I think the same. He was a Green Bay wide receiver. But I definitely think that Texas A&M is a good pick for something like that. Educationally, they've got some really good agricultural programs. But I definitely think this guy is going to manage to be fine, excluding major injury that's career ending. And I see him being a future second round draft pick, wide receiver.
it's a bold prediction for the
Yeah,
eight number eight
you heard
player
it
in the
now.
class. Well,
You heard it now.
I did hear it now. I did hear it now. Well, next up on the college sports thing, Major League Soccer, which is I think the shit that goes on in America, breaks the all-time Rose Bowl attendance record. I don't know if you know this, but Major League Soccer plays at the Rose Bowl Stadium, and the previous record was 74,000. Their attendance at this game was 82,000. I mean, this like I feel like and no disrespect to soccer, I just feel like soccer is not as big in America, and I just think that this is nuts. Like this is
Well,
crazy.
last year the United States men's team made it to the World. They didn't make it to the World Cup, but they were competing in the World Cup, and they did win their first two matches. They beat Great Britain in soccer. They beat them out to advance, and they also beat, if I'm not
I think it's the
mistaken, either
Netherlands.
Finland or Netherlands. There we go.
Yeah.
So right now, the United States men team got a lot of acknowledgement from that, even from fans around the world, because we all know how big soccer is outside of the United States. And I think a lot of the soccer fans that aren't football fans attended something like that. I mean the soccer got probably all those guys that are students that are around the Rose Bowl area probably went to it on free passes. They probably had a lot of the attraction from even the football fans. Free game, something to go and watch. Food party frenzy. We all know how that works with the college get down. And then all the soccer fans that were probably in that local area that just watched soccer, probably 10,000, 15,000 of them probably attended. So I'm not going to say that I'm overly surprised that taking a sport that gained a lot of popularity last year, competed in the World Cup last year, and is rising in the United States. Got a lot of attraction like that in a college football town, in a college football stadium with college football fans and all the soccer fans. I think it's a really large number to see, but I think it's a good number to see for an upcoming sport in the future.
That's good shit. That's good shit. Um, Next topic. This is kind of an old one too. I know this was implemented into college sports just a few years ago. I think it probably was two or three. I think it was 2020 that the NIL was implemented, and this gives the opportunity to college athletes that, you know, give them an opportunity to take sponsorships, make money. And I'm just curious. I added in here because I'm curious to what you think about that. And I know that I feel like we would have two different opinions about this kind of thing. I'll let you go first, though. Um,
I think it's good. That is my opinion. I think it's a good thing that's introduced because a lot of colleges like Alabama, LSU, I'm not going to say LSU entirely, but Alabama would be my number one for this. Ohio State, colleges like that get a lot of their funding from these players because these players play competently. They're bringing a lot of money to the university through tickets, fans, sales, merchandise. They probably bring students to the university, which is even more money. I think these guys need paid because I have a couple buddies that play college football and their schedules are terrible. They're working out 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., going to class from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., watching film from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., going to class 1 p.m. through 3 p.m., and then going back to practice from 5 to 7. You can't manage a job, or if you do, you're not making enough money. You're bringing the school the most popularity you can. If the team is anywhere near there, you're making money for the school. You're bringing students if your school competes like Alabama, Mississippi, uh, Texas A&M for goodness sakes because their basketball team's terrible. Ohio State, just teams like that. Clemson, major college football powerhouses. I think the players deserve some sort of salary because they're bringing you more money than probably anything else that you've got going on, and they don't have time to make money or even live a life. Even on the weekends, these guys are playing football Saturday, recovering Sunday, and then going right back to practice Monday through Friday and school Monday through Friday. I mean, these guys don't get a break.
I mean, yeah, I would have to agree that I think it's a good thing. I do think that, like to a certain extent, I think that there should be a cap on how much you can make from these deals because there are college athletes who are making way, way, way too much money. I mean, and it's getting to a point where like I know there's a lot of schools who are implementing these college athletes now where they no longer have to go to class. It's online school and you like either rewatch like the Zoom thing or whatever, or you like don't do that and you just do classwork at home or at your dorm or whatever. But I do think that like a cap would be good at this because I know that the like here are some numbers. I know that the Convinder twins Those two girls that play college basketball, they made like $8 million off NIL deals last year. Um, I think that's like a ridiculous amount for a college athlete. Um, I don't know. I think there should be a cap on it. I think there. I mean, this is like this goes along the lines of like how they stopped doing the NCAA football games. Like they can't put their player rights in the game. I feel like it goes along with the lines with that. I mean, you're talking about college athletes. These guys are going to school and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I think this is like a bold thing. Like it's a hard topic to talk about. I feel like there's two sides and you're either like far right or far left and you have two different feelings about it. I'm kind of in between. I'd like it, but like at the same time, it's like dude, these guys are making so much money and I mean with how social media is these days, I think they should just implement you being able to do social media. That's what I think. Um like they kicked out Destroying. I don't know if you know who that is, but they kicked out Destroying of college sports because he had a YouTube channel. With the but now these like it's TikTok. It's like TikTok, and that's how you get your NIL deals. Is you do TikToks. I think you just give them an opportunity to do like social media, and that's what I would do. These NI deals are fucking nuts. Like we got football players showing up to the NFL draft in fucking Prada suits that are $10 million to fucking wear and 8 million chains with diamonds that are worth like $2 million. Um, I think it's nuts to an extent, but I think it is good for college sports, and I think that's gonna, you know, help the NCAA, who is a non-profit. Um, but you know, you got anything else to add on?
You know, I'm always 50-50 on something like that, even with what you said. I think millions of dollars like that is a ridiculous amount of money, but let me think examplatory. Like, if it was somebody like, let's just say, man, who's a phenomenon we could think of right here that was a college football phenomenon for his team, was one of the most popular players in the country at that time. Joe Burrow of LSU in 2019. If he was getting an $8 million NIL deal, I would be like, whatever. I mean, the amount of money he probably single-handedly made LSU was probably quintuple $8 million. He probably made LSU $50 million from selling jerseys, merchandise, signed autographed items, bringing fans to the stands, a college football championship, the amount of money they made from that, even concessions, just stuff like that. I'd say the amount of fans they gained from the year before he played to the year he played, the amount of money he probably pocketed for LSU, an $8 million deal was probably nothing, if that's something he would have gotten. And I understand. And then my other thing is if like Mikey Williams, may his career rest in peace. He had tons of deals with clothing companies and brands because he was good at basketball. That kind of stuff is, I think that's okay too, because that has nothing to do with school funding. And there, you know, if it, for example, if Nike wants to give him 50 million on, a 10-year deal for shoes, that's whatever. That's his business. I think he should be able to take it. And then whatever, you know what I mean? Let him stick to that. So I think it always depends on what is this guy bringing to this university for stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Moving on. Um, Saints tight end Foster Moreau. I believe he had leukemia. I want to say.
He
Um,
had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He is now in full remission. So give a round of
That's
applause.
great to hear.
I
That's
do
great to
think
hear.
that it was actually like a magical comeback too. I'm pretty sure he was like diagnosed, and 3 months later he was able to get back with the team and go to camp and stuff like that. That is just nuts. Um,
Yeah, we look like terrible people because I'm a Raiders fan. Foster Monroe was a Raider, and we released him. This was not. We didn't know this. I'm saying this like I'm a part of the team, but I don't believe the Raiders knew he had cancer when released. He didn't even know he had cancer until he went to a Saints workout and did a physical. And at the physical, they discovered he had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I love Foster Monroe because Darren Waller was hurt every single day of his entire career as a Las Vegas Raider. So Foster Monroe was playing the snaps. Foster Monroe's a big guy, a big red zone target, and I hope that he manages to play again with the Saints, and I hope he keeps propelling his career, and I wish nothing for the best for him.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Yeah, I think that's magical, man. That's like a miracle, like right there,
Yeah,
Cinderella story for sure.
yeah, no
Um,
doubt.
we got
He's a
another.
young guy too. I think he's like 27,
Yeah, he is.
26.
He is pretty young. I do want to say, I think he might be younger than that, if I'm being honest. Um, let's take a look here. Uh, But yeah, I mean that is just nuts that he's able to do this kind of thing. And there was also like you talk about players that are he's 26, but you talk about players and athletes that have dealt with this in the past, and you're like thinking about like Eric Berry, um, some other ones
Liam
can't.
Hendricks.
Yep, Liam Hendricks is another one who had like kind of one of those like fast recoveries, who was you know, and I believe he has the same thing too. He had the same thing. But like Eric
Yeah.
Berry's among those names. I can't really think of any other ones, but it's amazing to see that these guys, and this is like true to like health is wealth. I mean, like these guys are professional athletes and they're overcoming these obstacles that, you know, most people can't overcome, and they're doing it in a fast amount of time. So take care of your body. Take care of your body. That's all I gotta say. Um, uh, Another Saints player. Taysom Hill, he's hopes that with the new coaching staff that he's going to get an evolving role that leads to more receptions. That means he wants to be more part of the offense. And I think, before you get onto this, Taysom Hill is like one of my favorite players among the lines of fantasy football. He's won me like 2 years in fantasy football. But one thing I have to say is last year his percentage of like snaps was like down 30%, and you're questioning coaching, and it's like this guy is one of the most like versatile athletes in the NFL. You could do whatever you want with him. Why are we not using him? You know what I'm saying? He helps you win games. You can't argue that. Taysom Hill helps you win games. He's one of those players you can throw wherever you want. I don't know how you feel about Taysom Hill, but that's the way I feel. Um,
Draft him to the fantasy team for sure. That's how I feel about Taysom Hill.
yep.
But this is also how I feel about Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is not the best player on the field at any position. That is my that is my opinion with Taysom Hill and the Saints. He is the best well-rounded player on the entire team, but when he played quarterback, that was an absolute disaster for
Yeah.
3 games straight. They
Yep.
didn't win either of those. That was terrible. That was a disaster. When he plays predominantly tight end, he's getting 70 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is the Taysom Hill stat line. He's a red zone target, and then he's playing slot. But this is my thing. Taysom Hill is not even the wide receiver 2 on the Saints. Olave, a healthy Michael Thomas if he ever plays. And I forgot the third guy's name, so he's not even the best. He's not even the wide receiver 3 on the team, in my opinion. Who was the other wide receiver for the Saints when Thomas was hurt and they didn't have Olave yet, so they had some other guy playing this number 1?
I think it was
I wish I
Marquez
could remember.
Callaway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think he's better than Marquez Callaway at wide receiver. If Foster Monroe recovers and plays like he did on the Raiders, he's not even the third best tight end on the team. I'm trying to remember who the other tight end for them was last year, but he was pretty good. And then Monroe would be much better than Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill at his max potential on that lineup would be a backup running back at best and a slot, wide receiver 4. That's my problem with Taysom Hill. I don't think he's bad. I think he's the best. Wow, I think he can play every position except for obviously big guy and defense. But I don't think he's the best player at any position on the other team. Quarterback's a disaster. He should never play quarterback ever again. He could play a running back on some early downs and try to get you 7 or 8 yards. And if he breaks free, he's gone. Uh, slot at best for a wide receiver. I don't think unless somebody's hurt or somebody's just played their hearts out. They've got 9,000 yards and 28 touchdowns, and they just can't play anymore. They're going to die. Put him in there. At tight end, I don't think he should play tight end at all. The stat lines you see for Taysom Hill, I mean, 45 touchdowns, 8 yards. That's fine or whatever, but I don't know if I see that as winning games. I mean, he's scoring these touchdowns, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for anybody to score touchdowns. It's just when you're putting somebody as fast as Taysom Hill over the middle and a linebacker has to cover him, he's going to outrun this linebacker or this DN that's got to play coverage on a pass heavy set. He's going to outrun that guy every time, and he's not a big dude, so he's going to be shifty. I just think Taysom Hill should be a permanent wide receiver 3/slot, and I still think he'll perform very well. But I don't think he's your number one guy at any position on the team.
No, but I mean, like I was saying though, I mean, he's one of those guys that you could throw anywhere and give a defense a headache. I mean, like you put him anywhere on the field,
Absolutely.
and the defense is going to be like, "What the fuck are they doing?" You know what I mean? So, he's one of those guys that I think that
Right.
can help you win games. And it's not because of his talent; it's just because of what he brings to a squad. And by the way, he's a quarterback, mainly a quarterback, and this guy can run through a motherfucker. So this, I mean, at what point do you just be like, this guy needs to be on the offense every snap? And last year, I know it was an injury. His snap rate dropped like 30%. So I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we fucking doing? Moving on, ad break. Your favorite thing in the entire world. We got we got Brickhouse Nutrition again. Clay is a big fan of Big House Nutrition. He loves it, and I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing. Um, this is for massive guys like us. We need this kind of thing in the world because without it, we might die. We might die. We might eat too much. Brick House Nutrition's great. Health is wealth. This kind of stuff is gonna help you. These got these superfoods, Field of Greens, and they're flavored. So you think you're drinking spinach and kale? You're really not. You're drinking superfood that tastes like wildberry. It's fucking nuts. I mean, another thing is they got creatine, they got THC. I think I don't know what it's called. CBD. CBD. They got CBD and shit. Um, you can helps you sleep, anxiety things and stuff like that. They have hole-in-one bars. I mean, this website is nuts. I'm gonna put the link in chat for you guys. You guys can check it out. Otherwise, I think it is in the description on YouTube as well. But I mean, you got a chocolate berry bar, you got a vanilla almond honey bar, a dark chocolate banana bar. That's the one I would want to try. And you get a box of them for $3.49. I mean, I don't know how much comes in the box, but you get a box of these. They're $3.49. That's a pretty damn good deal. And then you got your creatine and stuff like that. Helps you work out. I don't know if they do pre-workout or something like that, but I do know, they got collagen peptides. I'm not too sure what that'll do. But Brickhouse Nutrition, man. Appreciate the sponsorship, and you know, if you guys are wondering what they're about, let's see what we got here. Made in the United States. That's a big thing for people. Headquartered in Texas. I don't know if that matters. And it's formulated by I don't even know how to pronounce that. Physicians. How do you pronounce that, Clay? Physicians. Physicians. There we go.
To be
Physicians.
honest, I can't even. Dude, my man said visitants. Yo,
Yeah.
quit.
Yeah.
All right,
Chill.
bye.
Chill. 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 But yeah, formulated by physicians, industry expert content, and a 60-day guarantee. And when people offer a 60-day guarantee, I'm like 98% time, like not 98% of the time, that means their product's good when they do a guarantee. So not very many people do that, but they do it. It's built with science, mortared with innovation. Brick House Nutrition for you guys. Let's get right back to it. All right, we ready to go?
Oh, I'm pumped.
NBA. And this is one of my favorite
Oh
players,
boy.
by the way, before I move on to this. Magic cuts ties with Bol Bol. I mean, come on. What are we doing? He's coming off his best year. He's coming off his best year in the NBA. I feel like this is a huge question mark for the Magic front office. He was only due like $2.2 million. And he's coming off a career year. I'm just like, what are we doing? There's got to be some underlying issue. I don't know if you know a lot about Bol Bol. I certainly do not. He's
Oh,
just
I
one.
looked it up.
He fucking.
I looked it up.
He's one of my favorite players. He's one of my favorite players in 2K. He's one of my favorite players in fucking in the NBA. I love watching this guy. I mean, it's fucking Bol Bol. Um, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'll let you take the mic. But I mean, shit's crazy.
So you told me career year, and I was like, this has to be great. And I looked it up, and this is terrible. We got 70 games played on the season. This is a big dude. 70 games played. That's average slash above average for a center. But I'm looking at career year here. He's playing almost half the game. maybe not even that on average. He 9.1 points per game, 6 rebounds a game, which you're thinking that sounds all right. He's fucking huge. He's the size of the basketball court. If he laid his middle finger from one side to the other side, he would stretch from each side of the basketball court. Uh, he's got these Chris Paul assist stat lines of 1 assist a game average. Um, Career year if you're a homeless guy in Orlando. This is terrible. I mean, they were paying him basically nothing. But my only thing is if the Magic's plan to go out and get a center is their plan, that extra 2.2 million means a lot for Bobo to just sit bench all season and probably never play. And I think there's a lot of things going around in the NBA right now with how durable can we keep our centers. You look at all these new guys coming into the league, skinny builds, little dudes. And then, your big guys are getting hurt. Anthony Davis couldn't stay healthy if you put a lifeline attached to him. Zion Williamson, I don't even know if he's alive. He hasn't been seen since 2019. A lot of big guys are getting hurt,
Oh,
and I
he's
think
been
what
seen.
Bobo
He's been
is,
seen. Don't worry about
he's
him.
on
He's been
Twitter. Shout
seen.
out his ex-girlfriend. She knows he's there.
Oh my
Um,
god.
But everybody's getting, all these big men are getting injured, and I look at Bobo's build, and my only thing with Bobo is I could break his leg with a empty pop can. And somebody like
What?
that gets hurt, he's done for forever. He's just not. I think his durability's not there. He's had, I think, since 2019 to get this break. Uh, if I'm looking at his stat line, 2019 he was averaging 5 points a game, and then 2 points, 2 points, 9 points. I mean, career year. If you're a flu-riddled Michael Jordan your
I mean, but
entire
it is a
career,
career year. It's his best year.
it is a career year. But
And he's not even
this,
getting minutes, man. It's 20 minutes per game. I mean, this is not that half bad. I mean,
I mean,
he's shooting
it's not
54%.
terrible, but I could play center better in Orlando, and I'm 6'3".
That
That's all I'm
isn't
gonna
that.
say.
I
I
mean,
think
that
this is bad.
you're
And
trolling.
like I said, I think the biggest thing with it is I think durability is a concern. The same with Taco Fall. I was a huge Taco Fall fan. I thought he was awesome, and he was terrible at the start of his career. Same with Bobo. And then he had 1 year where he was like pretty good. He was averaging 11 and 12 points a game, and the next year he was playing in the G League. And I think a lot of teams are just concerned with guys' longevity and health like that. The only guy that's ever been this kind of sized and had a good career was Yao Ming, and he was a specimen that nobody has ever seen before. Other than that, centers that had good longevitous careers that were that size was like Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaquille O'Neal was 250 pounds heavier than Bol. He's just not a big dude, and I don't think his durability is there for a long-lasting career, even at $2.2 million. You got a businessman that owns the Orlando Magic, and I think he is ready to ball on a center in the future.
Well, before we move on, I just got to ask, what are they feeding these guys over here? I mean, they're Taco Fall and Bobo are from the same place. I mean, what are they feeding their children over there? I need some of that. I mean, my ass is 5'11". I could be 7 foot right now. What are they eating? Oh my god, man, this is just nuts to me. I mean, Taco Fall 7'6". I mean, dude, I mean, come on. They got to be giving me some, whatever they're doing. I don't know if it's breast milk or whatnot, but I need some of that. I'll be honest. Um, Moving on. Chet Holmgren comeback. He's going to be back this season. This is going to be something that I feel like we talked about this off stream, off podcast the other day, and he's kind of the same build as Wemby. Um, I'm just curious, like, what do you think? What do we expect from Chet this year? What do we expect?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I don't think it matters. He put on like 9 pounds, bruh. He probably just didn't shit before weigh in, and then went and shit, and he was probably the same weight he was before he weighed in.
Yo.
Um, nothing. I think Chet Holmgren's going to have another problem that I think Wiembe will have in the future, and I would never want this on anybody's career, but I think they're going to be injury riddled. You could put. Let me get an example here. So you get Chet Holmgren in the paint against Joel Embiid, and Chet Holmgren's probably going to get screened or pushed to the other side of the stadium. They could get picked up and thrown by third graders. They're so little, and I think that asks for injury on both of them. They're just not big, well-rounded dudes in the paint. I mean, they might be 8 foot 13, but they're 14 pounds, soaking wet. I've took dumps bigger than Chet Holmgreen. I just don't think that it does anything. I just don't think it matters. I think Chet Holmgreen needs to put on another 40 pounds before I look at him and like this guy could back down John Wall in the paint. John Wall would push him and he would fall into another universe. Right now he's so little. So I think it's good that he's putting on weight. But well, he's on Thunder, right?
Yep.
So Team Chet's on. I mean I mean, no, I don't see no. I mean, Giddy is going to run that team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to run that team. Chet Holmgreen's going to be there to eat wings and clap from the bench. We're going to give him the Greg Heffley from Diary of the Wimpy Kid treatment, and he's got to take weight by eating entire bowls of mashed potatoes at night. I just think that's what they need to do within the next year is put him on a opposite of my 600-pound life diet program, a Michael Phelps diet program, 10,000 calories a day, and then put him in there. So no, I don't see
Well,
anything. I don't see anything great in the future.
well, his first game back was in the summer league just a few days ago, and he was getting overrated chance. That's kind of something that I mean, that's nuts. I mean, summer league, and we're
Overrated. When was he rated?
I
Who
mean,
rated him?
I mean, you're saying it. I'm not saying that. Listen, Chet, I like you. I like you. I like your game. He's getting overrated chance in summer league after dropping 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 blocks in his first game back in a year, and his team won by 20 plus points. Um, Listen, I think he's going to be good. That's my opinion. I think he's going to offer the Thunder some defensive versatility. I think he's going to be good. Offensively, I'm not too sure. He's got the wingspan to block whatever he wants in the paint. That's what I think. But offensively, I don't know if he's going to be able to go down there. And you told him that he's got to go up against. I mean, I'm trying to think of the shittiest center in the league. Like if he's going up against Tristan Thompson, like
Yo,
yeah.
chill. Okay, let's relax the analysis, bro. He is not that bad.
Okay, but
Let's
I'm just
relax,
saying
bro.
if you're telling me
Tristan
that he's gonna go
Thompson.
up against Mason Plumlee, and I'm telling you, I'm saying
Hey,
I just like he's gonna go 2 for 10 against Mason Plumlee. That's what I think. Um,
yeah, I think he
but
needs to
Chet
gain weight
Holmgreen,
another year.
Chet Holmgreen is a stretch guy. You know he can shoot threes. So I mean it's gonna be something to think about. I mean I think he's gonna be good. You know coming back and being dominant. I don't know. It's one of those things that I think that he's going to offer defensive versatility for the Thunder, and I think
I
that's
think
gonna.
at best he's a rotation guy. That's what I
He's
think
gonna
he is.
start. He's gonna start, but I think we're gonna see real soon if he continues to be good in summer league. I know that 15-9-2 is not great. It's probably mediocre at best, but it's his first game back in a year, and for that stat line to have 4 blocks, 9 rebounds, 15 points, that's pretty good in my fucking book. Better than I could do. Um, yeah, but moving on, we got the MLB. First question, and I think you're gonna love this one. Did Shohei Ohtani just have the best month in MLB history? And let me just go over some of his stats. He had 30.1 innings pitched, 37 strikeouts, a 3.26 ERA in the month of July or month of June, my fault. And batting wise, a 3.94 average, 15 home runs, and a 1.4 OPS. And I feel you're gonna be quite passionate about this topic because you're a big Shohei fan.
Well, I'm downstairs making a sandwich.
That's nuts. I mean, we're talking about Shohei Ohtani right now, and you're making a fucking sandwich.
That's what I think when I think about Shohei Ohtani. Is I just want to sit down and eat and ponder about this guy. Um, I gave him my shout out in the last episode for the hitter of the week. I'm going to give him my shout out for the greatest player to ever play and touch a baseball. I mean,
I mean, we cannot be
the
we
ERA
cannot
could
be throwing
definitely
these
go
things
down.
around right now. Chill out.
The ERA could definitely go down, but who am I to say this to a guy that just hit 15 home runs and pitched a 3.6 ERA? It's a better ERA than Max Scherzer. Because Max Scherzer's ass. But yeah, I mean, I think anybody that doesn't say that he is the best player in baseball right now, and that he isn't uh, soon to be one of the greatest player to ever play, and didn't just have the greatest month ever seen in history.
Yo, aren't you getting
You're gonna
Culver's?
sleep on
Why are you
Bill.
eating?
I'm.
This guy said he's getting a triple butter burger, bro, and he's eating a fucking sandwich.
I almost choked on the turkey, bro, because I was trying to talk.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah, I mean Shohei. I mean, just to be throwing around the best player to ever touch a baseball is kind of nuts. I mean, I'll be honest. I think he's going to be, but to say right now is kind of nuts in my book. But I will say that this is the best month in MLB history. I mean, how can you say that it's not? I mean, strikeout rate is high. ERA is mid. I mean, very, very mid. It's not great, but it's not bad. And then hitting 394 in a month with 15 home runs and a 1.4 OPS is fucking nuts for a pitcher. I mean, that is just, I mean, come on. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's easily the best month in MLB history for sure. Um, moving on, we got you're gonna like this. Jimmy Cordero, relief pitcher for the New York Yankees, has been suspended for the rest of the season for violating the league's domestic violence policy. Now, I didn't look too much into this. I don't know what he did. Um, but I mean, why are we doing this? Hold on.
Why is everybody beating their chicks, bro? That's
Okay,
my real
yo.
question.
Let's see. How much is he making? How much is he due to make this year? $720,000. Yeah, I might beat my girlfriend too, to be honest.
Yo,
Yeah.
chill. This is nuts.
Nah, I'm just I'm joking. I'm joking. But like low key though, why are you throwing away that kind of money? He's not getting paid the rest of the year. I mean, to me, dude, this is just nuts. And I'm curious on what happened. I'm gonna read up on it, obviously later. But like I'm trying to like, get like a summary for right now. I don't know if you looked into it. Um, But this is just something where, like, along the lines where, like, this could be maybe like a Trevor Bauer situation where he could be innocent and it was just brought to the MLB's attention. But either way,
Is he a Yankee?
yeah, he was a Yankee. He was a
I
Yankee.
mean, everybody on that team beats their girlfriend, bro.
All right, come on. Yeah,
And
see, I
who's
can't, I
gonna
can't
come?
get,
Is
I
he a
can't get too
pitcher?
much. Yeah, he's a relief pitcher.
Who's gonna come back and throw a perfect game?
Oh my God.
I
And
can't believe
by
that
the way,
pitcher
this
makes
is
it.
this is this is something to bring up too as well as he missed all of last season. He had Tommy John surgery with the White Sox organization last year, and he signed a minor league deal with the Yankees this offseason, and he made it back to the MLB coming off that Tommy John surgery, and he was 3-2 with a 3.86 ERA in one start and 30 relief appearances. I mean, he was having a decent year, and you throw it away, and that's kind of you're losing a scent of that Yankees bullpen, and a Yankees team that already is struggling with the loss of Aaron Judge. I mean, I don't know if this obviously Jimmy Cordero is probably not a big loss for their bullpen, but with the struggles that they've been having, and they got, I mean, their best player right now is Harrison Bader. I mean, come on. The Yankees, they're my second favorite team. So I need them to step the fuck up. So, I mean, you're gonna like this next topic. As I'm looking at it right now, this has got to be I mean, this is gonna be a good TikTok. I'll be honest. Alek Manoah to return with the Blue Jays and get a start
Oh
on
God.
Friday, and I put under it, what the hell are we doing? Oh my God, 2 starts in the minors, man. Two
Two
fucking
innings
starts.
pitched, 37 earned runs allowed, 42 hits, one strikeout. And who does he play? Who was he coming back and playing against?
I don't know, who do they play on Friday?
I don't know. Let's look this up.
Toronto Blue Jays. Let's see. Who do they play on Friday? It might be it's the Tigers. The Detroit
One
Tigers.
strikeout against Miguel Cabrera. That is going to be
Yo, chill, 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 chill,
13
chill, chill.
walks. I mean, that's going to be a stat line for the game. What are we doing? This guy. I should be going through McDonald's right now, and he should be taking my order. I don't know what's going on. The Blue Jays, I don't know if we're in that serious of a crisis where we think we still should be trying to compete for a playoff push when we need all the pitchers we can. I mean, you have probably a top 10, maybe top 5 this season starting pitcher and relief pitcher duo with Kevin Gausman and Eric Swanson. I mean, you got Jose Barrios, and I know that your pitching core is kind of deranged. It's pretty terrible. Other than that, but I don't think anybody on the team is as bad as Alek Manoah. I'd rather have a baby throwing the baseball that game than Alek Manoah. I mean, and I might bite my words. He might come back and pitch an absolute dime of 9 innings pitched, 37 strikeouts, 0 hits, whatever. But he's ass. We've seen he's ass. I think he should go coach Little League. That's where I think Alek Manoah should be doing right now. I don't think the Blue Jays are in that serious of a pitcher crisis that we need to bring him back
Listen,
already. I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna sit on the positive side, man. I think he comes back on Friday and he shuts us up. I mean, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put him in my FanDuel lineup on Friday. Word. I'm gonna put him in my FanDuel lineup, and he's gonna get me 9 strikeouts. On God, he is. But yeah, listen. I feel like this is a little bit premature. He had one good start down in Double A. Basically, I mean, you're talking about almost rookie ball. So it's kind of something that, like, what are we doing? I don't think the Blue Jays need that much help in the rotation. But again, he is the Cy Young winner last year. So this is a guy that you probably don't want to spend too much time in the minor leagues. But yeah, I think I'm gonna look on the bright side. I think maybe he comes out and he shuts us up on Friday. Double A is obviously a lot different than the MLB, but he did prove that he's got some of his stuff back. Striking out 9 in that game, I believe, in 5 innings. So that's a pretty good game. But yeah, I'm gonna hope we're on the bright side. And he's gonna shut us up. Next up, childhood. I mean, this is nostalgic. Childhood guy gone. Another one. Padres DFA Nelson Cruz, and I'm kind of just wondering, what's next? Is someone gonna pick him up, or is he gonna be done?
I think it sucks to see him go. I think they only held on to him because I think he asked to be the oldest person to hit a baseball at 43. I think he's done. I think he should hang it up. I think he should retire. I mean, you see some of the guys that are getting DFA this season: Chris Flexen, Nelson Cruz, Archie Bradley, Eric Hosmer. Shout out Eric Hosmer, World Series winner in 2015. I think that, slowly for us, our childhood of baseball, we're slowly going to see him gone. I think Verlander's gone in a year or two. I think Scherzer's gone in a year or two. I think Rizzo's gone in a year or two. I think that a lot of these guys are going to be leaving. Trout's got maybe 4 years of baseball left before he's gone. Uh, it sucks to see him go, but Nelson Cruz was 43. He had a couple good games on the season. As of recent, he's been really bad. I think he just asked him, "Hey, can I hang in here, get this hit, DFA me, whatever?" And I think that I retire within the next 2 years. But you never know. The only team I ever see picking him up is the Cardinals because they have the history of getting the oldest person they can find to play baseball, letting them have their final year to get a record and hop out. So I think, shout out Nelson Cruz, Baltimore Orioles legend. But I think it's time to put the cleats up.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. But he was not having a bad season. He was like hitting 250, I want to say. And that's not bad for Nelson Cruz. I mean, we're gonna go right on because you brought it up. Should Adam Wainwright just hang it up now? Should he just hang it up now?
Adam Wainwright should have hung it up 4 years ago.
I mean, he was coming off a good year last year. But yeah, I mean, I think that's why he hung in there. He was coming off a pretty good year last year. But this year has just been a nightmare. Um, and I do like Wainwright. I grew up watching him. This guy's got a 7 ERA in this year. He's got a 7 ERA. He's 3-4. So I mean, is that even that bad? I mean, he's winning ball games. But it's one of those things where it's like he's coming off a decent year last year. I'm trying to bring up his stats. I know it wasn't horrible, and I think that's why he stuck it out. And he should have went out with Yadier. He should have went out with Yadier. Um, Last year he had a 3.71 ERA, which isn't bad. Not great, but mediocre at best. But a 7.6 ERA, I don't even think you close out the season. I think you just go.
Yeah, I think
Take it
I
off.
mean I'm not gonna say that he doesn't have opportunity because I think every single one of the Cardinals players are falling in line of being unbelievably bad. Nolan Arenado making the All Star game is insane. He's terrible. The best player on the team is Nolan Gorman and Tommy Edman. The whole team is honestly just bad. They've been picking it up a little bit lately, but I don't think this is going to be like their history where they pick it up and make the playoffs. The entire team was underwhelming for the first 45 games, and the morale was obviously probably pretty bad. I think there's some room for improvement. I think Adam Wainwright maybe on the right patch, maybe on the right team, the right stretch of pitching could still be competent, but if he can't get a contract anywhere else, considering this year is his worst year ever, and maybe teams are going to assume that it's his old age and they're going to pass on him, I think he should just put it away, for sure. But if he thinks he can still make it far, I guess ball out, I suppose. But I think that this should be the last year that Adam Wainwright throws baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he should just hang it up now, go spend time with his family. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he brings it back. He is on the IL right now, so he's gonna get 2 weeks off. But I think it'll be interesting to see if he comes back and does anything. Moving on. Is it safe to say the Angels had a heart attack last night? Angels fans. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, and Anthony Rendon all left the game last night with injuries. The only one that is serious is Mike Trout. He fractured his left wrist. He's on the 10-day IL. I don't know how that's gonna, play out for the rest of the season, but I mean, I'm sure when you seen the trainers go out to Shohei Ohtani while he was on the mound and take him off the field, you had to have been shitting your pants. I mean, plain and simple.
Yeah, I uh, I think the entire Angels team is tired of the entire thing. I mean, I don't even know if they know Anthony Rendon even got hurt, because he sucks ass. He had a good like week, but other than that, he's ass. He's old. And I think they know that Shohei Ohtani's leaving most likely. And Mike Trout's getting older. I think that they're like this sucks, but let's see what Mickey Moniak has to do this game because that's what we got in the next 6 years. Um, but you're nervous. You're tweaking. But at the same time I don't know because they're tough division. Terrible pitching other than maybe 4 or 5 guys. Terrible hitting other than 3 or 4 guys, and one being your pitcher. I just think you're probably in a constant state of depression where it doesn't even matter anymore. Other than Shohei, I don't even know if they cared about Mike Trout. To be honest, Mike Trout just brings him money. He doesn't do much else. He's having a not great year. So I don't know. I just wouldn't want to be an Angels fan. I'd rather be a team that loses 70 a year.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and this is the on the line. I mean, are we thinking Shohei gets traded at the deadline? I
uh,
mean, is that
I
in
wouldn't.
order? Because the Angels are still
I
in
would.
it. They're still in the race. They still have a chance,
I
but
mean, tough division's too tough. I think if he gets traded, I think it's probably done. I say he's done. I say he's gone to, I don't know. I don't want to say LA because that sucks, but
yeah, I think the Dodgers are that team that they'll go out and get the best player every year. Moving on, Craig Kimbrell turning back the
shout
clock.
out Craig Kimbrell.
Only allowing 1 run the last 2 months. Within that last 2 months, he's had 15 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, and a .60 ERA. I mean, I know that you were. I mean, Craig Kimball's one of those guys. It's like old as a statue. So this is one of the things that is fun to see for me. I mean, he was with the Cubs for a lot of years. That kind of gave me trouble with the Brewers, but it's nice to see someone old like that turning back the clock and getting. He's been lights out.
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice retirement speech uh, after this year that this happened on his last year. Um, and he's doing it on a team that's slowly pushing it back out. which is great, in the Phillies. But Craig Kimbrell he never really gave me problems because my team's terrible. But I'm glad to see, like I said, these old guys are showing what it was like to play baseball in 2014. Aroldis Chapman, another closer that probably on drugs. I don't know what he did. I need whatever he did. Another closer that's coming and bringing it back from the old days when I watched him pitch in Cincinnati. Kimbrell's bringing it back. Kenley Jansen just hit that 300th save for the
400.
Red Sox. 400th, hit that 400th save for the Red Sox. Shout out to the Dodgers legend himself. It's great. These Sabres are definitely bringing it back around. It's cool to see that.
It is cool. Moving on, probably your favorite thing today. This day in history. 1987 A's first baseman Mark McGwire becomes the first rookie to hit 30 home runs before the MLB All-Star as Oakland beats the Red Sox 6-2.
This is the greatest. That's the best thing that's happened to our franchise uh, since ever. That's literally it. That's all. That's it. That's the coolest thing to happen ever since forever ago. So it's great to see that guy's doing something or did something. But I'm depressed being a fan of the Oakland Athletics. So shout out to that organization. But yeah, this is a great topic, a great way to start this new segment here.
Yeah,
Uh, Mark McGwire, the man, the myth, the legend, 49 home run season. He ended with 49,
yeah,
uh, the most ever. So that's as a rookie. So that's definitely a shout out to Mark McGwire, man. Probably on PEDs.
yeah. Um, Moving on to the new segment we added today. That was also a new segment. This is kind of a debate segment. Now, not always we're going to be on, two different sides, but starting off is the NFL. This is kind of an old topic too, by the way. Before I, ask the question, I know this has been going on for a couple of years now, maybe even like almost a decade that they've been trying to do this shit. Is the NFL getting too soft in quotations with the concussion protocols and rules?
I'm gonna say yeah. I definitely think they're getting too soft. I think this Damar Hamlin scare has put everybody in a body bag almost. I think they're freaking out when this is a once in a lifetime. Like that's probably never going to happen again. Knock on wood. I think it's just I think they're just nervous, and I think they're also trying to atone for fans and families. That made a lot of people nervous, and everybody has to speak out on something like that, and everybody wants to take the side of the guy that almost just died. So I think that a lot of people are taking this and overreacting with it. I think it's getting a little. I mean, obviously, I want the players to be safe. There was a lot of concussions last season, a lot of injuries, a lot of ACL tears. But I think that's just because I think the way they conditioned them in 1985 compared to now is totally different. The way the game is played compared to now in 1985 is totally different. But I mean, I watched a guy named Jack Lambert missing 3 teeth headbutt people on the ground without a football uniform on. I think it's kind of insane. But I mean, I'm glad they're taking the side of the players. Uh, but I think that I've definitely seen football played way more hardcore than this. I've seen guys eat each other. I watched Michael Crabtree and Aqib Talib fight in the middle of a ballroom floor. I think that it's just something that's I don't know. We're being wusses out here now. I think we need to just realize that Zeke Elliott's xenomorph helmet is not going to make a difference in his concussion protocol.
Hold on. That helmet is fucking fire.
This is just lying. He looks like a sad
Dude, he
motorcycle
looks like
rider.
a fucking Power Ranger.
No, he doesn't.
He
With his
looks like
crop
a
top on.
fucking Power
When he,
Ranger.
when he puts his jersey under his shoulder pads, so he's got a crop top on and his belly button's hanging out. Yeah, go Power Rangers.
I think that there are. I'm gonna be in between on this one. I don't know if that was probably your answer too, a little bit in between. I think the QB rules are kind of soft. Um, I get that we're trying to protect quarterbacks. That's what those guys make the NFL money. Um, But I think there's some rules that are a little bit too soft. But again, if we don't do these things, we're gonna get people to start acting like Cam Newton and Antonio Brown. I mean, they both have gone dumb. I mean, it's the concussion thing, right? I mean, these guys they don't act right anymore because they got their head hit too hard. Um, so I think to a certain extent they're a little bit too soft, but I think that they can let off the gas a little bit. I mean, we're talking about you can't hit fucking quarterbacks in the legs anymore. I mean, what are we doing? But yeah, moving on. I think this is going to be a good one. I feel like we're on two different sides for this question. Who are you taking in their prime, Kevin Garnett or Dirk Nowitzki?
Probably Dirk. I'm definitely probably
Really,
going to take Dirk.
really.
Really,
What's the reason
really.
behind that one?
So I'm going to look at. I guess I always look at things from like a LeBron Jordan debate. If I'm ever debating guys that are close on a pyramid of who I want, and I think Dirk and Kevin Garnett are close. But I think that Dirk played with a terrible Mavericks organization his entire career, other than Jason Kidd. And I think Kevin Garnett played with a competent, competing Boston Celtics, well coached team for his entire career. I think you put Dirk Nowitzki in a Boston Celtics uniform, and he takes home 5 MVPs
I don't think so. That's
throughout
that
the
is just
throughout the
not that is
Celtics.
not realistic.
Now you're just lying. You're
No,
just
Kevin
lying.
Garnett
Kevin
is by
Garnett.
far the better player.
Yeah, Kevin
We're
Garnett
talking
would
about
be unbelievable.
Kevin Garnett is more well-rounded than Dirk. Dirk was known for a fadeaway. That's all he was
Okay,
ever
but
good at was a fadeaway.
Kevin Garnett is known for what? Being named Kevin Garnett
Kevin
for the
Garnett is
Boston
known for
Celtics?
a defensive guy. He can do everything you want. He can do everything you want. I mean, I got the statistics right here. Kevin Garnett, one-time NBA champion, one-time Most Valuable Player award, one-time Defensive Player of the Year award, 15-time All-Star, four-time All-NBA First Team, nine-time NBA All-Defensive First Team. Now let's see how that stacks up against Dirk. Dirk is a one-time NBA champion, so that's the same. One-time MVP, that's the same. One-time Finals MVP award, Kevin Garnett never got that, but like you said, he was with the stacked Celtics team. Um, 14-time All-Star from Dirk, so Kevin has one more All-Star. Four-time All NBA First Team, the same as Kevin Garnett, and then five-time All NBA Second Team. I mean, again, that doesn't stack up against nine times NBA All Defensive First Teams for Kevin Garnett. I think if you're gonna say, yeah, you take a player you want to build a team around, I'm going Kevin Garnett, 100%. I mean, how
Let me
could
ask you
you?
a question, and this is a question I want with full on confidence. So you think if you put Dirk on the Boston Celtic teams that won the ring, they would still win the ring, right?
No, I think they'll do worse.
So, but if you put Kevin Garnett on that Mavericks team that won the ring, are they winning the ring?
Yes.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Dirk won Finals MVP for a reason. Kevin Garnett would never touch the amount of points that Dirk put up in the finals if he jumped as high as he could, landed in the atmosphere, got picked up by the ozone, and thrown to Mars. He could not have the same amount of points as Dirk Nowitzki had. Dirk Nowitzki had a Finals MVP because he was averaging 28 points a game. Kevin Garnett would be averaging 37 rebounds, 13 blocks, and 4 points per game. The Mavericks would absolutely lose that series with Kevin Garnett playing and not Dirk Nowitzki. But I do think the Celtics would have still won their ring with Dirk because even though he's not playing as well defensively as Kevin Garnett, he's going to drop 13 to 14 more points a game than Kevin Garnett,
Yeah,
and it's
but
going to
then you're
outweigh the
taking
11
you're
points that Kevin
taking
Garnett shut down.
you're taking points away from Paul Pearson and Ray Allen.
What's the point? I mean, okay, so you take away 7 points per game from
He's
Paul Pierce
useless on
and
that roster.
you take 7 points per game away from Paul Pierce and 7 points a game from Ray Allen. Dirk Nowitzki scores just as much as the 7 points per game taken away from both of them, if not more. He makes up for everything they lose. Absolutely. But Kevin Garnett does not go to the Mavericks and make up everything that they lose from losing Dirk Nowitzki in that finals. He just doesn't.
I don't
Dirk
think
Nowitzki played one of the greatest players. He had one of the greatest finals appearances in history. Kevin Garnett, you could never look at me and be like, "Hey, who was the best player on the Boston Celtics team in their ring run?" No, it wasn't. It wasn't Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett was the greatest. He was the best defensive player on that team, but he wasn't even the third best scorer on that Celtics team. He just wasn't. And then
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say.
okay.
Maybe I'll say this. Maybe I'll say this. Kevin Garnett might not win that with Dallas Mavericks. I think we're talking about two different situations though here. I think Kevin Garnett was so good with the Celtics because he did what Dirk wouldn't be able to do. And Dirk would not be able to play defense like Kevin Garnett. Be that role guy that you put out there and you just plug and play whatever you want. Dirk is like the big Luka Doncic, you could say. Someone that's going to go out there and put up points, but just do nothing else good. He's just going to go out there and shoot. And he's going to make crazy shots. He's going to do that leg kick fade away. But it's just, you're nuts if you're going to build a team around one of these guys and you're going to choose Dirk over Kevin Garnett. It's nuts. I mean, Kevin Garnett is an anchor. He's an anchor.
Did he win the ring with Dallas?
2013, I want to say.
Are you sure it was 2013?
It's one of those years, man.
I just want to be sure. I just want to be sure if I'm looking at this. I mean, he played 80 games in 2013. He played 81 in
2011.
Okay. So Dirk Nowitzki had the third greatest year of his career in 2011. So let me go look at 2011, 2012, or 2010 to 2011.
2000. It would be the 2010 to 2011 season.
Oh, never mind. He had the best season of his career. I'm gonna look this up. Let me.
Are we comparing right here? Or are we gonna compare finals years?
Well, this is the thing because we both know that the reality is Dirk Nowitzki's going to get more points per game than Kevin Garnett, and probably in both of their ring years, he's going to have more points per game, and probably his highest scoring year will be more than Kevin Garnett's highest scoring year for sure.
I'll be honest. Kevin Garnett had like one of the worst years of his career the year they won.
Yeah, he was terrible because
he wasn't bad. He just wasn't part of the team.
He was Marcus Smart. He was Marcus Smart. That's what he was for the Celtics the year the Celtics won the ring. That's who he was. He is a better man's Marcus Smart that doesn't score as much. He's a better defender than Marcus Smart was when he won the Defensive Player of the Year, but he could not score like Marcus Smart could score. He literally just could not score.
Yeah, but he's proved he can score.
23 points per game.
What is Dirk's best year for points per game?
Let me look. 26.6.
Okay, and Kevin Garnett's is 24.2, so it's not even that big of a difference.
Right, but how many points per game was he averaging the year?
The year they won, it was 15.8.
Dirk was averaging 23.
Well, let's take a look at this.
That's huge. An 8-point per game difference is huge for being the best player on the team. Dirk was the best player on the Mavericks the year they won, and that's why he got the Finals MVP. Kevin Garnett was not the best player on the Celtics when they won that ring. He simply just was not. He was the best defender, but I would have rather had Paul Pierce that year that they won the ring than Kevin Garnett.
I mean, you're talking about an anchor of a team, though. He's not the guy that's going to go out and score 30 points. No, he was not. Dirk is just Luka, bro. He's just a big Luka.
When they won that year, who was the anchor of Dallas?
It's not Dirk. Dirk is just that guy. He's Luka, bro. He's good. He's a big Luka Doncic. He goes out and he shoots 40 times a game. Kevin Garnett is like, you're telling me you'd want to build a team around Dirk than Kevin Garnett.
Okay. I want to tell you this team, this lineup that won this ring, and you tell me who the anchor for this team is. The guy that everybody looks to and is like, either get him the ball or this guy is going to be our guy we're going to pick.
That's not what an anchor of a team is.
Oh, what, the defender? The center? The big?
Yeah, the most communicating guy on the floor.
Dirk, Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, J.J. Barea, Sean Marion, Tyson Chandler, Brendan Haywood, Deshaun Stevenson, Brian Cardinal and Dominique Jones. Get
I
out
mean,
of here,
I'm
bro.
telling you,
Get
Dirk
out
is
of here.
not a good defender. He's horrible.
I mean, I'm not saying he's a good defender, but I would rather have Dirk scoring me 35 points in a finals game
No.
than Kevin Garnett scoring me 16 and getting 11 blocks. Those 11 blocks might negate 22 points, but Dirk's 40 would have negated those 22 and 10 more.
No. I'm sorry. If it
What year did the Boston Celtics win the ring?
2008. I'm looking at the stats right now, man. I got it all pulled up. I got both of them pulled up.
I don't care about their lineup. Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Kendrick Perkins when he was any good, Tony Allen. I mean, James Posey.
And you know why super team you know why that super team was good? It was because of Kevin Garnett. That super team was good because of Kevin Garnett. Yes, that team was good.
How many times did they make it to the finals, that team?
Twice.
Really? And what happened there? What happened when they lost? Who'd they lose to?
I have no idea who they lost to. They lost to the Lakers.
Which was what? Was that Shaq and Kobe years?
That was like Kobe and Meta World Peace and Paul Gasol.
Gasol.
Yeah, and they lost Game 7.
Yeah, I mean, that team right there. That is other than who I don't know who the fifth was, but you got KG, a prime Ray Allen, a prime Rajon Rondo, prime Paul Pierce, and in theory a prime Kevin Garnett. That team made it to the finals twice, lost once, won 1 year. That's almost like a LeBron and Lakers lineup, and how disappointing they were. I mean, that's disappointing to see from a team like that. That team should have easily made the finals 4 times if they would have been together for probably 12 years. That's just no good. You're telling me a guy like Dirk, and he was the best player on the team undoubtedly, takes Jason Kidd, Tyson Chandler. That was the center for the team. Tyson Chandler, JJ Barea, uh, Jason Kidd, and I forgot the other name. Excuse me. To the finals and wins. They win the finals with that lineup. That's the lineup that he has to win the finals, and they win. And then Kevin Garnett gets Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, and you're like, oh man, he won. No way. He won because he was good. No, he won because the whole team was good.
No, but Kevin, if you're gonna say, I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm building a team, I'm taking Kevin Garnett, and it's not even a debate. There's no way in hell am I taking Dirk. Here's why: Dirk is a big Luka. Luka's not gonna make a finals in the next 3 years. It's not gonna happen. I don't want a guy that's gonna go out and shoot 40 times a game. I want a guy that's gonna come out and give me 15 to 20 points and be the best defensive player in the NBA. That's what I want. He's going to come out and give that team the You know what I'm saying? He's going to get that team the that factor that Marcus Smart gives.
Kevin Garnett had 18 the finals was the most important thing of Kevin Garnett's entire career, was winning this finals game. That was the most important part of it.
That's not true. That's not true.
18.2 points a game.
His most important thing was winning an MVP.
Okay, well, he didn't win a finals MVP, and they both got MVPs. So he obviously, in the finals, he did not play as good as anybody else on the team because the team was stacked. He had 18.2 points per game. That was good for how he was playing the entire year.
Listen, there's a reason that Kevin Garnett is a Hall of Famer right now, and Dirk is not. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dirk will be a Hall of Famer. Kevin Garnett had 4 more years on Dirk.
Kevin Garnett was first ballot, and Dirk wasn't.
Dirk's not even. It's not even his Hall of Fame class time. It's not time for Dirk to be Hall of Famed. He's got 2 more years before it's his class for Hall of Fame. Kevin Garnett played 3 more years than he did, and Dirk will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And if you think anything, at least on that topic, if you think Dirk Nowitzki is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, you're wrong.
He's not going to be.
Okay, now you're just okay.
No, I'm fucking with you actually.
Finals,
no, but
Nowitzki averages 20. This was the finals. This was 6 games. in the 2011 NBA Finals. This was a 6-game stretch. I don't know who they played. I could probably find it out.
It was the
He
Heat.
averaged 26 a game, 9.7 rebounds a game, so 3 less rebounds than Kevin Garnett, and Kevin Garnett's a center, and 2 assists.
Kevin Garnett's a
26
power
points per game
forward.
in the finals. Well, he's huge. He was the biggest player on the team.
No,
Yes.
he's only 6'11", bro.
Yeah, that's.
I promise you that was.
Celtics the year they won?
I promise
Who
you
was
that
the
was
center?
not the biggest team, the biggest player on that
I
team.
bet he was the biggest player starting on that team. Unless they had a 7-foot tall center on the Celtics that year, he was the tallest player on the lineup. Unless the center was 6'11", and they did not have a 7-foot tall center.
I bet you they did.
This is nuts. So, and I'm going to add this to add fuel to the fire, just to throw this in here. So, do you know who the Celtics played in their finals run? We said the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was without, they didn't have Shaq at that time, right? It was Kobe, Gasol.
You're not going to tell me that team was not good. The Lakers team was nuts.
I'm not saying they're bad. They were not. They were nuts. But do you know who the Miami Heat team that he played?
Bro.
Dwayne Wade, Udonis Hassim, Chris Bosh, LeBron James. That was the team he went and played with that lineup. And they had Ray Allen at the time. Ray Allen was on that team at the time.
No, he was not on the team when they lost.
Yes, he was. I'm literally looking it up. It's on my phone right now. 2010 Miami Heat lineup.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say: the year that Boston won the playoffs, they had their leading score was 21 points a game, and they won the NBA Finals.
Which is great, but their leading scorer was probably 21 points a game.
And the year that Dirk won the NBA Finals, he probably was averaging what, 26 points per game. There you go. There's my reasoning behind why I would pick Kevin Garnett, because Kevin Garnett helps you win games. Dirk is he's just shooting 40 times. If he makes half of those shots, they're gonna win. You're betting. You're just betting.
Do you want me to help you out here?
I don't need help.
You had one guy 21 points per game. This is the Celtics. One guy 21. One guy 20.3. One guy 19.8. One guy 19.5. This is 4 starters, excluding Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
On the Dallas Mavericks lineup, the second highest scorer on the team on average in the finals was 15 points per game, Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Dirk was outscoring the second best scorer on the team by 11 points against LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and Udonis Hassim. Prime LeBron James, Miami Heat LeBron James. I'd say prime LeBron James was probably Cleveland, but he was way better on Miami than he at the Lakers, even though he's still like phenomenal. I mean, we have Miami Heat, young LeBron, Chris Bosh in the greatest time of his career, Dwayne Wade in the greatest time of his career, Udonis Hassim in the greatest time of his career, and he literally beat him in the finals. He beat them. It wasn't Jason Kidd's 15 points per game. It was Dirk Nowitzki's 26. He beat them.
Yeah, I mean,
and you can't say the defense on that team was bad if you only got your second best score is 15 points per game. There has to be defense played that game. You're not going to have your second best scorer averaging 15 a game and your defense be really bad and you're going to beat that Miami team. You have to play good defense that game. There's no way you didn't. And I'm not going to tell you that Dirk was guarding LeBron, because he wasn't, and he wasn't going to guard Dwayne Wade, but he was in Chris Bosh or Udonis Hassim, which was really still great players. He had to guard one of those two guys. He's not going to guard LeBron, and he's not going to guard Dwayne. So he's guarding either. I think he guarded Bosh, I think. And that was the year that Chris Bosh made one of the greatest shots of all time, and they lost the finals in 6. And the Celtics also won in 6. I need to take 5 my Culver's burgers here, so you do that, and I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's just I feel like that's such a hard call, and if anyone's in here that can kind of attest to this, it's like you're saying. I mean, by the way, Kevin Garnett has 20 more playoff series than. I mean, I truly believe in my heart that like if you ask like 10 NBA GMs and you ask them, and those 10 NBA GMs got to be like the top 10 NBA GMs ever. And you ask them who they're going to build their team around, and I guarantee you at least 8 of them are going to say Kevin Garnett. That's what I'm going to say. That's all I got to say. Kevin Garnett is that guy. He gives you that, like that pressure. He gives you that pressure. Dirk is just a bigger Luka to me. He shoots a shit ton, and some games he's gonna score. Some games he's gonna score, and that's gonna help his team win games. But you're telling me Kevin Garnett doesn't help his team win games on both sides of the floor? You're just lying to yourself. And Dirk doesn't do that. To me, I'm taking Kevin Garnett all the way, and I'm a big fan of Dirk, by the way. Dude, he's one of those guys that like when you grow up, you say when you shoot something in the trash can, you say Kobe. He's one of those guys for me where you do a fadeaway and you're saying, "Oh, Dirk," you know what I'm saying? So it's a tough conversation to have. I think that we both could possibly be right, but to me, it's Dirk. It's not Dirk. It's Kevin Garnett all the way. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I truly believe in my heart that I'm picking Kevin Garnett over Dirk, and I'm gonna win championships. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, I've retreated back.
All right. Well, I closed it out. It's oh shit, I'm muted. All right. Well, I closed it out. You ready to do daily trivia and close this shit out or what?
I'm pumped.
You're
I have the
pumped?
greatest question of all time. You can go first today. I went first yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't mind based on the lines that you were doing, where it wasn't team based, it was like season based. So here's my first question. Who had the most home runs in the 2019 MLB season?
Mike Trout.
And Pete Alonso with 53.
Oh, what a chode.
Question number 2.
Should know that.
Who led the league in points per game in the 2021 NBA season?
Points per game.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Luka.
And Joel Embiid with 30.6.
Nobody likes Joel Embiid, bro.
Last one. Who led the NFL in sacks in 2015?
Oh boy, 2015.
Yep.
Oh no. J.J. Watt.
Yep, with 17 and a half. 1 for 3. Damn, son.
Time to hold this down, bro. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Who was the most recent rookie to have 200 strikeouts in their first season?
I'm gonna go Walker Bueller.
Incorrect. Spencer Strider.
Oh, fuck.
He actually beat Randy Johnson's record.
Fuck. Okay.
Here is the hardest. I'm going to say this is the second hardest one, but this one's pretty tough. But this is the one that I said I don't know if anybody can get this, so I'll give you a free pass if you don't. So in 2019, this was the LSU year, Jamar Chase had the most receiving yards in college football. Justin Jefferson had the third most. Who had the second most receiving yards in college football in 2019?
In 2019.
Yes, this was LSU's year. Jamar Chase is one, and this guy beat Justin Jefferson, which is what's impressive about it. This guy beat Justin Jefferson.
2019, huh? I feel like you're like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Omar Bayless with
Dude,
Arkansas
what
State
the
with
fuck kind of question is that?
1,000.
Who the fuck is that?
Yards.
Omar
He was
fucking
only
Bayless.
106 yards behind Jamar Chase.
I mean, that was a dumbass question. I mean,
That's why I said I'll give it to you.
That is nuts.
This was also going to be kind of tough. I mean, I'm getting difficult out here. In 2019, can you name the 4 college running backs who had over 2,000 yards?
In 2019?
2019.
Oh my
Four
lord,
college running backs
dude.
had 2,000 yards. One is a given. I would say two were givens. All three, and this is my hint. Three of these four guys started for the team they were drafted for at some point in time. And one was a bust. One busted. He shouldn't have busted, but he busted.
In 2019, you said?
2019.
I think. Um, I think Jonathan Taylor was a Badger. And I'm gonna go Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor is correct.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go. Who's that Baltimore Ravens running back? Uh, fuck it. I mean, J.K. Dobbins.
Correct.
Um, what year was that Panthers running back drafted? Um, one of them is an outlier, isn't it, bro? Like there's no way I'm gonna guess one of them.
Busted. One of them busted. He's terrible.
Hmm. I'm gonna ask this. So, like, is one of them from Oklahoma State?
I think so.
Chuba Hubbard.
Yep.
I'm definitely not getting this last one. I mean, you might as well throw it up. Can I like? What if I guess the college he's from?
Sure.
Army.
Are we just Googling things now?
Bro,
We're definitely
I'm not
Googling things.
Googling nothing.
Actually, I don't know. He might not be. Wait, that's the wrong thing. No.
All right. Well, there you go. I got three. I'm not guessing it. I'm not guessing that last one. No way.
He was actually on Navy.
That's fucking nuts, dude. That's just.
William Perry.
I mean, how am I supposed to even get that? It's not William Perry. What the fuck are you talking about?
Or Malcolm Perry. I'm sorry.
That is fucking nuts. Let me look this up.
He
Malcolm
played
fucking
one game
Perry.
with Army. No, because my question's not done.
Oh shit. Okay, my fault.
I was actually going to ask you which one do you think had the most yards?
It definitely wasn't Jonathan Taylor. Who won? Who won the college football playoff in 2019? Or who were the four teams?
Um, I think that Alabama, Clemson.
LSU, right?
Yeah, because LSU won. Oh, Ohio State, because Ohio State lost to Clemson.
I'm gonna go Chuba Hubbard. I think he probably had the easiest schedule.
Oh, Chuba Hubbard is actually second because they don't count
Damn.
J.K. Dobbins' stats.
Well,
J.K.
what the
Dobbins can
fuck are
play.
you talking about, bro? Don't count
They
his
don't. They
stats.
don't. They don't count it. They don't count his college football playoff stats.
Dude, that does not
Will
count,
not.
dude. You don't add
They
in
will.
NFL
If you
playoff
don't,
stats.
no, I'm talking about college football playoff stats.
Yeah, but you don't add in the playoff stats in the NFL.
Hubbard was number one, but if it did count that, it would be J.K. Dobbins.
Well, I mean, how did I do?
0 for 3.
2 for 3?
0 for 3.
0 for 3. That is just crazy. I
Or
mean,
0
what
for
are we?
2.
Why
Depends
are
on
we
how
doing
somebody else
fucking
scores.
trivia pursuit questions, dude? Like, this is nuts. I mean, you just
I
made
mean, I
fuck,
picked those
man.
because I think they're funny and they're oddballs. I mean, the Spencer Strider one's the only one that's not an oddball. But like
Like
Omar Bayless
you gave
is
me an
insane.
opportunity to give like I could have gotten one of those right. You could have gotten all three of mine right.
I'll change it up in the future, but I
Those
just
are
think they're
like
funny and
nutty
odd.
ass
Like
questions.
Chuba Hubbard leading college football playoff yardage over Jonathan Taylor and J.K. Dobbins, and then Omar Bayless with 1,653 yards receiving.
Yeah, I mean Omar. I don't even know who Omar Bayless is. Who is this guy?
He
Omar
played for
Bayless.
Arkansas State.
Is he even in the NFL?
I think he's an undrafted.
He's a Hamilton Tiger Cat. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, somebody's little league or something.
It's a Canadian football team. I mean, who was that running back? That other guy?
Malcolm Perry.
Malcolm Perry, dude. This
He
is
was actually
nuts.
gross in college. He was genuinely nasty.
I mean, what is this
And then
guy
I think he
doing?
got drafted by the
Oh,
Texans and
he's
he's
a
terrible.
Miami Dolphin.
Oh.
Wait, no, he's not.
Uh-oh.
No, he's
Might
not.
win a ring.
Wait, I think he is actually. No, he's not. He's not. He's not. He's not. He was a quarterback.
With 2,000 rushing yards?
Yeah, he was a quarterback.
I didn't even notice that. That's insane.
That is fucking nuts. I mean, Jesus Christ. He has 5 total career yards in the NFL.
Yeah. Gross.
Yo, and 3 carries too. That is bad. That is Ezekiel Elliott numbers. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, Jesus Christ. Well, I think that's. You got anything to add on today or no?
I'm eating Culver's
You're eating
right
Culver's.
now.
He's eating his
Right
fucking
now.
triple double fucking quadruple fucking stack burger after he already ate a turkey sandwich.
I haven't
Anyways,
gotten to the burger yet.
that's gonna do it for episode 2. We had a heated conversation about Kevin Garnett and Dirk Nowitzki. I'm sure he's gonna bring it up off stream and he's gonna keep rubbing it in my face. But anyways, that's gonna be doing it for episode 2. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate Clay coming out and hanging out with me. Debut episode or what? What are we thinking?
I'm eating.
I think that episode was better than the first one for sure. We got some good clips. I've been recording little segments too all day, so it's gonna make my job a little bit easier. I don't have to go back and rewatch the entire stream to clip shit. But yeah, debut episode. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe and like. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that in the future, but I think we're gonna continue doing this on YouTube. So I don't have to spend an hour and a half uploading the VOD from Twitch to YouTube. Just makes it a little bit easier. But debut episode, we're out. He's gonna enjoy his Culver's. I'm gonna go. I'm literally gonna make. I didn't even eat before this, so I'm gonna go eat something actually real quick. I made some hard-boiled eggs, and they're in my fridge right now. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of those things. And then, what do you say? We play some Apex for a little bit, or what?
I want to hop off and eat and talk to my girlfriend because she just got. I'll be back in like an hour or two.
All right. Well, that sounds good with me.